Well, hi everybody, this is Dr. Schroder with this week's video introduction to week number 3 in RNRS 272, our class in professional nursing. We've had another good week. Everybody seems to be pretty much up to speed. I think everybody has the course materials that you need to participate in class. It looks like, for the most part, everybody has getting the time management down. I've been impressed with the discussions in class and the responses that everybody's given. And overall, I think that class is moving pretty well. I think that some of you are probably still maybe a little bit stressed just with the whole time management of class. There is a lot to do. I mean, I'm asking you to do quite a bit of reading and do quite a bit of writing and then participating in discussion questions. And so it takes a while to get all of this down and to get into a good habit. And so if you're still struggling with that, just realize that that is kind of the nature of the beast at this point. You probably struggle for your first couple classes actually, trying to really get into that rhythm. But for the most part, from what I've seen, I think that I can say that everybody is certainly on track to be very successful in the class. And I don't see anybody that is at risk for falling off the edge of the earth, if you know what I mean. If you do have that, or if there is somebody that is going to get into that realm, I'll be dealing with you individually, and I will send you an email expressing my concerns. But for the most part, I think that everybody's getting it. In week number 3, well, first of all, let me say for week number 2, by now, and I'm recording this on Sunday evening, you are all in the process of, or will soon be, submitting your paper. You should be submitting that to Turnitin. Please see the tab on the left-hand menu on the course page for the Turnitin login information, and let me know if you have any troubles accessing Turnitin for some reason. And if all else fails, if you can't figure Turnitin out or something doesn't upload correctly, or if you're not really sure if you did it right, send me your paper via email. That is just a good general tool to kind of remember that throughout the program. If you have any problems, just send your instructor a note via email, and or send a paper via email, and that's always kind of sort of a good backup paper suggestion. Doesn't necessarily mean you always need to turn every paper in via email, but if you're not sure, if you're not absolutely sure, if you just want to make sure, if you send it to us via email, that's really not going to create any problems. For week number 3, get a little bit of a reprieve. You don't have any papers to write this week. However, you do have your discussion questions, and one of your discussion questions is on a writing exercise from the Smart Way, the writing text. And on this one, you're just going to be asked to write and develop a very simple outline. Outlining is a very important part of the whole paper writing process, and in fact, many of your classes will require you to write an outline whenever you have a major paper due. So a lot of times the instructors will, around week 3 or week 4 of a class, will ask you to submit an outline for a paper that you're completing or for a presentation that you're completing. So here you're just going to practice writing a very simple, very basic outline. Not so much that I'm worried about the content or concerned about the content of what's in the outline, just that you understand the process of what outlining is all about. Your outline should always start with an introduction. It will end with a conclusion or a summary. Usually in our papers for APA, it's going to be a conclusion. And we'll then have the body, the major points that are going to make up what are going to end up being the major sections of any paper that you write. And it's a good way to approach writing, is starting without outline. So that's going to be one discussion question. And then you're also going to have another discussion question on teamwork and collaboration. And we're going to start a dialogue over the next couple weeks on teamwork, collaboration, and handling conflict, important aspects of nursing leadership. The one assignment you have due this week is that, if you notice in the syllabus, in week number 6, you're going to be writing a paper. We call it an applied paper. A lot of times in the final paper in a class is going to have that applied paper title. And what that means here is that you're going to be applying your knowledge and learning from teamwork and collaboration and communication into a paper where you're going to be attending a meeting and reporting on what you observe in that meeting. Now, it's described in the syllabus the parameters for that meeting. It should be a meeting where there's some sort of an ongoing agenda, or some sort of a meeting that is either a business meeting Yeah, the best case scenario is if you can attend a meeting at your work, say like, for example, a charge nurses meeting, a leadership meeting, a quality management meeting, professional practice committee meeting, any of those kind of meetings, those really work well. But if you're not yet in the hospital, or if you don't have access to those kind of meetings, any kind of a civic meeting will do, even a PTA meeting, a school board meeting, a meeting of a homeowners association, any meeting where people get together and have an agenda and you have an identified leader. What meetings don't work for this is, for example, like a AA meeting or a 12-step meeting or some sort of a sales meeting or a timeshare meeting. Now, those are completely different. Those don't really have the same dynamics that we're looking for. We're looking for some sort of an ongoing team effort and how the team all communicates with each other. And then you're going to be writing about that meeting in week number 6. This week, all you have to do is just submit what meeting you're going to attend and where it's going to be, and using the information that you'll see under the Unit 2 tab in the class. And you're just going to submit that. You don't have to write it in a paper. You're just going to be putting it and writing it in the text box in the submissions folder in Sakai. So it's fairly simple. You just have to identify a meeting sometime between now and preferably between week 5. And if you have any questions, as always, just go ahead and post them in the Ask Your Instructor forum, and I will go ahead and address those if you have any questions about a meeting that you're thinking about attending or that you may want to attend. As you have any questions, as always, please feel free to go ahead and let me know. If you have any suggestions or anything that you would like me to do or talk about, either in these video meetings or in something that you'd like me to address in an office hours, please let me know. I do not have any current office hours posted. The last couple of office hours I've had, I haven't anybody show up. So I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to meet with me, please feel free to go ahead and just post times when you think that a meeting would be good. I will be available for you, and I can meet pretty much just about any time that that you're available. I can be available. I just need to know in advance so that we can go ahead and schedule that. Just go ahead and if you don't want to post a message in the class, just go ahead and send me an email, and I'll respond to you there as well. So I pray for just a continued wonderful week. I continue that you all have just a great week filled with peace, filled with relaxation. Don't get too hung up on the small stuff in class. If you have any questions about your grading feedback, go ahead and let me know. And I will look forward to seeing everybody in the discussion questions. So we'll see you in class.